In a quaint corner of a local restaurant, a stubborn toddler adamantly refused to take a sip of his juice, leaving his father baffled and concerned. But as the tension in the air thickened, something chilling happened when the father decided to taste the juice himself. The child's innocent defiance had suddenly turned into a bone-chilling mystery, sending shockwaves through the eatery. "Mommy, I really don't like this juice," Liam said again. His father sighed, and he decided he would finish it instead. However, as soon as he tasted it, he knew Liam was in trouble. There was something in this juice that shouldn't be in there. He knew he needed to act quickly. But no matter what he did, their visit to this restaurant was going to end in complete chaos. Minutes later, an ambulance arrived, and Liam's father even thought about calling the police. However, he first needed to make sure that his son was all right. The family of three had never expected their dinner to end like this. It was definitely a more eventful night than they had been hoping for. But what was wrong with the juice? Why did they call the ambulance? And why was Liam in trouble? But before we start, smash the like button, subscribe, and don't forget the notification bell so you never miss any of our upcoming stories. "And one pizza margarita and a glass of juice for this little guy, please," Simon told the waiter. He was trying out a new restaurant that had recently opened in town with his wife, Angela, and their son, Liam. They decided to check it out, and so far they were impressed. The restaurant looked beautiful, and the waiters were all very kind and friendly. Everything seemed perfect. Simon and Angela talked about things that were going on at work, and Liam told them everything about his day at school. The three agreed to visit Grandma and Grandpa after dinner. It was a beautiful day outside, and they could go for a walk in the park near their house, or have a drink in their garden. Disappointingly, they wouldn't even make it to their house. They didn't have to wait long before the food arrived, and it looked and smelled great. Simon cut Liam's pizza into slices so he could eat it more easily, and he and Angela enjoyed their plates of pasta. It tasted delicious and each bite was a pleasure, but there was one problem. Liam didn't like his juice. He had taken a couple of sips when the waiter brought it to their table, but he continued eating his pizza without even touching it again. His parents noticed, and his mother asked him, "Liam, why aren't you drinking your juice?" He responded that he didn't like it, and Angela told him, "Honey, you know you're not getting any dessert if you don't drink your juice." She was used to him being a picky eater, but she had found a way to work around it. Most times, if she brought up dessert, he went ahead and ate or drank the thing he didn't like anyway. And if he still refused to finish it, then she knew he really didn't like it, and she or Simon finished it instead. He took another sip and then said, "Then I don't want any dessert, Mommy. The juice makes my mouth feel weird." Angela and Simon looked at each other and then back at Liam. "What did you just say, honey?" his mother asked him. He repeated what he had just said before, and his parents' eyes widened. Simon grabbed the glass of juice. He took a sip and his whole face turned pale. "Oh no," he whispered. This was not good. He immediately was very worried and angry with himself for not tasting the juice first, or at least double-checking the ingredients with the waiter. "Do you have it with you?" he asked Angela, who now also understood what was happening. Yes, I have it in here somewhere," she replied while rummaging through her bag. Her face turned completely pale. They were obviously in distress, and Liam noticed this. "Mommy, Daddy, what is going on?" he asked. "Don't worry, sweetheart, you will be okay. Everything will be okay," Simon told him. Simon actually wanted to storm into the kitchen, grab whoever had made this juice by their shoulders, and ask them what they put inside it. He had double-checked the ingredients on the menu like he always did, but it was obvious that someone had made a mistake this time. However, he knew he could not leave his wife and son alone in this situation. He was going to help them first, and then he would deal with the staff later. Meanwhile, Angela still hadn't found what she was looking for, so eventually she just turned her bag upside down above the empty table next to theirs and dropped the whole content of her bag on it. Her plan had worked because within the next few seconds, she found what she was looking for, an EpiPen. "Daddy, I can't breathe," Liam said, with his hands on his throat. His parents had both stood up and his father was holding him while his mother was getting everything ready to help him. It was pure chaos for a couple of seconds, but once it was done, they could all sit down and breathe to calm down a little. Liam could breathe again, and he realized that he recognized that feeling from before. He had had an allergic reaction. "You're okay now, buddy? We just need to get you to a doctor to check on you, but you're okay. How do you feel?" his dad asked. "I'm okay, Daddy. I just really didn't like that juice," Liam replied. Angela was still on the phone with a 911 emergency dispatcher, explaining what had happened and telling her that they needed immediate medical assistance. An ambulance is on its way, the dispatcher told her. Now that Liam was all right and help was on its way, Simon finally jumped up and approached a waiter, asking to speak to their manager. Sure. Follow me, sir, the waiter replied. He did not seem too happy about it, but he did realize that someone was definitely in trouble. Not even a minute later, Simon and the waiter were standing in front of a closer door. It was the manager's office. The waiter had knocked on it a couple of times already, but nobody had opened it yet. It looks like Mr. Martin is not here at the moment, sir, the waiter said to Simon. Well, do you know when he will be back? Can't you call him? I really need to speak to him about something important. My son could have died in this restaurant, Simon said. The waiter obviously was still new at the job and he had no experience dealing with customers, and Simon noticed this. It actually came in handy for him. I need to talk to your manager immediately, do you understand? He repeated himself. Just at that moment, another waiter walked by them and said, I think Mr. Martin will be back soon. He's gone out to do some errands, but it shouldn't take him long. Simon was still not happy with this. I have no time and this cannot wait. Is there anyone else here I could speak to about the matter? He asked. He spent the next few minutes walking around the restaurant, approaching every single waiter he saw, when finally, a voice behind him said, Sir, I heard you were looking for me. It was the manager. Simon finally started. Mr. Martin, do you have any idea what happened here today? I am going to sue you, he said. He explained that they had double-checked all the ingredients of everything they ordered because Liam was allergic to some foods, and obviously someone had made a mistake. However, the manager was very rude and uninterested. Well, I have hired only humans to work in my kitchen, and they sometimes make mistakes, he responded. Simon was left speechless and he would have liked to start a fight, but he knew he shouldn't. Besides, at that moment, the ambulance arrived. Luckily, Liam was fine and he would recover in no time. He was a little shocked, but he was thankful that his parents had helped him. Simon did not want to go back to the restaurant, and he decided to leave a terrible review and share their story online instead. It received many comments and likes, and people started sharing his story. Not much later, the restaurant had to be closed down again, because nobody wanted to eat there anymore. Soft, ambient light filtered in through the windows of the ambulance, reflecting off the stainless steel equipment. Liam was delicately placed on a stretcher, monitors beeping in rhythm with his young heart. Simon and Angela, overcome with emotion, stood on either side of their son. Simon and Angela's hands intertwined, their other hands clutching Liam's with gentle fervor. Each bump and jolt of the ambulance only tightened their grip, a silent promise of unwavering support. The shrill sound of the ambulance's sirens cut through the stillness of the evening. The automatic doors of the hospital slid open, revealing the clinical hustle and bustle of the emergency room. As the stretcher carrying Liam was wheeled in, a swarm of white-coated professionals encircled him. Dr. Martinez, a seasoned pediatrician, quickly took stock of the situation. His brow furrowed with concentration, he reached for a familiar device. Without a moment's hesitation, he administered another dose from an EpiPen into Liam's thigh. Slowly, the tight grip of anxiety started to loosen as signs of improvement began to appear. Nurses and doctors frequently checked in on Liam, their eyes scanning every monitor and noting every change however minute. A soft humming from the machines paired with the gentle rustle of paper charts created a constant backdrop. Every cough, every stir was noted, ensuring that nothing was amiss. The importance of these first few hours was paramount, and no detail was too small. A few steps away, behind the glass partition, Simon and Angela sat huddled together. Their faces, pale with worry, were a stark contrast to the clinical white of the hospital walls. Each passing minute felt like an eternity as they clutched each other's hands, seeking solace. The weight of uncertainty bore down on them as they oscillated between hope and fear, awaiting news about their precious child. After what felt like hours, Dr. Martinez approached the couple with a hint of a smile. Liam is responding well to the treatment, he said, easing their distress. He's showing strong signs of recovery. Simon and Angela exchanged relieved glances, tears of gratitude forming. However, the doctor added, we'd like to keep him under observation a bit longer, just to be certain. The journey wasn't over, but the horizon looked brighter. The movement and whispered conversations made Liam anxious as he struggled to grasp the urgency around him. Sensing his distress, Simon and Angela sat beside him. Liam, Angela soothed, you felt sick because of something you drank, but these people are here to help. Simon added, just like when we fix your teddy bear, they're fixing you up. Their comforting words reassured him, and as realization dawned, he found solace in their presence. A doctor finally stepped forward, his expression heavy. "Your son experienced an anaphylactic shock," he announced, sending a wave of dread through Simon and Angela. They had always been vigilant, checking labels, informing staff, yet somehow this had happened. Rumors pointed to a mistake in the restaurant's kitchen and oversight or negligence. The staff had seemed confident, but doubt now overshadowed that trust. As Simon and Angela watched Liam breathe, they were haunted by how close they had come to losing him. Approaching the restaurant, Simon felt the weight of what had happened. He wasn't just a customer now, he was a father seeking answers. Spotting their waiter, he demanded to see Mr. Martin. The waiter hesitated, but Simon was resolute. "I'll wait." Finally, Mr. Martin appeared, looking uneasy. Simon's voice trembled with emotion. "I trusted you with my family, and look what happened." He recounted the terrifying ordeal, his words laced with pain and anger. "You have a responsibility not just to serve food, but to ensure safety." At first, Mr. Martin remained defensive, but as Simon spoke, his walls crumbled. With a deep sigh, he admitted, "You're right. We made a grave mistake." His tone softened. "I'm truly sorry for what happened to Liam. No parent should go through this." As they dug deeper, a chilling truth emerged. An inexperienced staff member mistakenly added an ingredient to the juice, Mr. Martin confessed. He hesitated before revealing it was a banana. Simon's heart pounded. It all made sense now. Liam's severe reaction had been caused by that one small but deadly mistake. While Mr. Martin's remorse seemed genuine, Simon sensed underlying fear. Was it guilt for Liam or fear of legal repercussions? Trying to make amends, Mr. Martin vowed to improve staff training and implement stricter safety measures. His words were firm, but Simon remained skeptical. Trust once broken wasn't easily restored. For now, all he cared about was keeping his son safe. Still reeling, Simon shared the ordeal on social media, describing every harrowing moment. The post quickly went viral, thousands shared it, media outlets picked it up, and outrage spread. The financial strain and fallout from the incident weighed heavily on the restaurant. Staff morale dropped, layoffs loomed, and closure seemed inevitable. To salvage the business, Mr. Martin made the difficult choice to step down, allowing for a fresh start. A young, dynamic manager named Clara took over, determined to restore the restaurant's reputation. Her leadership marked a new era of accountability and change, offering a glimmer of hope for revival. At home, Simon and Angela found comfort in their bond with Liam. The trauma had tested them but also brought them closer, strengthening their love as they healed together. Despite moving forward, caution remained their priority. Every outing was carefully planned with allergy awareness cards and clear communication about Liam's condition. The incident had left them with a lasting lesson. Vigilance was the key to keeping their son safe. Thank you for watching. If you like this story, don't forget to hit the like button, subscription, and ring the notification bell so you never miss our upcoming stories.